Well, good morning. Tim here, joined shortly by friend and West Central Connection Chorus Director Todd Mattison. And I know a lot of invites went out for today talking about the upcoming show, which is all Beatles themed. A few people chance to hop on here this morning. I wonder if anybody else is noticing sort of community-wide slowness in internet speed. That's what we've been recognizing today. Let's bring Todd in here on board. There he is.
Good
Todd,
morning.
there we go. Hey, what's up?
Good. Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. It's fun to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Again, we'll give it a little time. I saw that you shared with family and friends and children and husbands, so we'll give them a chance to hop on board here.
Yeah, they probably won't. The family probably won't.
Are they going to come to the show?
Yes, they are. They are coming to the show. Yes, they
Awesome.
always do. Very, very supportive.
So West Central Connection has been directed by you for how long?
Long time, Tim. Since about 1981, 1983.
That you've directed, or you've been in it?
And I've directed it, sir. Yes.
43 years?
Correct. Yeah.
You must have started when you were 8.
Yeah, I couldn't drive. I was not legal to drive, but my dad would drive me to rehearsal.
Dad, Jerome, had to have been a big barbershop influence for you.
Yeah, actually, one of the charter members, one of the guys that started the chapter here in 1959. So
wow.
The West Central Connection was the Candio High-Low Chorus when at its inception back in 1959. My dad, one of the guys that kind of started the chorus, and then sometime around you might remember better than I, but sometime in the 90s, we merged with the Montevideo Fiesta City Chorus. So the West Central Connection Chorus from Willmar and the Fiesta City Chorus from Monte merged together as both choruses were kind of struggling with membership issues, and so growth was something that both groups were interested in. We merged and then became the West Central Connection.
Yeah. I want to say in my head that must have been about 95, 96, maybe in there.
Yeah, something like that. History's not my great subject, but
or memory.
Or memory, correct. Yeah.
Now I got to show something here. Todd and I go back a ways. I moved to Montevideo in 90. I want to say by the end of that year, you called. We didn't know each other. Heard you sing barbershop. Yeah. You've heard crooning tunas. And we got together. Well, let's try it out. And we sang, not knowing any of each other. And then we all kind of around like, do this right. And that became Best Regards. Look what I dug up here.
Oh, my word. Look at that.
Best Regards. This is outside Mitchell Corn Palace. We could say we sang at the Corn Palace.
We did.
And that's my mom. They're a gracious host of that. Was this probably 93?
How come I'm not on that picture?
Your son Ragnar from Vikings.
Funny.
And
yeah, those were the days, right? Oh man.
I want to say this was 2003.
There we go. It was a Twins World Series year for sure.
Well, that goes back a little farther.
Yeah, it was. It was a World Series year.
We did. Right, went with winning. So the only different one there, Brad, to your left, what used to be the DQ owner, and on DQ night, they'd always put it out to Dairy Queen. Say, anybody sing the national anthem? And apparently he's the only one that ever said, yeah, I got a group. Because we did that a few times, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Ute. Hang on to your ute.
Honestly, and so much fun, yeah.
But a little more current, your guys here in Sound Image. Is this in competition or just a performance?
That looks like it might be a competition photo. Yes.
Yeah. And you guys will be singing within the show as well. A couple of Beatles numbers. Are you revealing those cards yet? Of which ones?
No, we're going to keep that a mystery. Yeah.
Okay.
And quite frankly, the two Beatles songs that Sound Image is singing could be a mystery even after we sing them.
Oh, you went with lesser known.
More obscure, but what I thought were really good musical charts. Yes.
Lovely. The chorus itself kicks off the show. It's all Beatles. How did that theme come about and why?
Yeah, so we always talk about what we're going to do next year after we finish the current year's show. And our current president, Greg Tangeman, who's a super creative guy, great creative mind, came and said, well, you guys know that 2024 is the 60th anniversary of the Beatles coming to America. And
yes.
We all kind of went, yeah. So I started to do a little research and discovered that there were like many Beatles songs arranged already in our barbershop style of music. So it was very easy for us then to select music, purchase the arrangements, the learning tracks that we like to use to help learn were readily available. So we thought, well, let's do our part to pay tribute to a group that changed the musical scene back in 1960 here in America.
Yeah. Little known fact, I'm emceeing, working on the script right now, and one thing that I stumbled upon is the British invasion was not just the Beatles.
Right.
They were part of it. You'll hear who else was considered the British invasion. Go to the show on Saturday, April 13th, 7 o'clock at the WEAC Auditorium. Look at there. Your daughter and grandkids are watching.
Hey, nice.
Dad and Grandpa.
Nice.
And my nephew and not grandniece. Anyway, my niece's daughter are watching from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Look at all these people checking in to hear about the show.
Wow.
Now, I mentioned the barbershop style. One thing that occurred to me is a lot of these arrangements push a more contemporary. The last I competed with you in the 90s, it was very strict about how many of the traditional barbershop type boards where now it's being pushed. Are they allowing that more in competition, or is that just for performance where you can get away with some harmony you might not have passed in the?
There are still some standards that you must stay within during competition, but it has broadened immensely, and it caused heartache and hardships for like guys like my dad struggled with the broadening of allowances of things non-typically barbershop, and I kind of did early on too, but man, some of the groups now, the current groups singing barbershop, it's different, but it's different in a good way. So like the Newfangled Four who's coming here, they sing tons of things that would not even have remotely been considered by a barbershop group 15, 20 years ago. And what it's done is it's created a bit of a youth movement in the barbershop society, which is something that's cool and was needed to keep our style, viable. And so by broadening that standard and allowing more modern music in that didn't typically fit, the old familiar melody, easy to harmonize to, music's not written that way so much anymore. But I think if people would give barbershop a try, and we say this every year, it's like, it's not your dad's old quartet in skimmer caps and striped, some groups still wear that, but the music itself is really quite contemporary in sound and very recognizable music being sung by barbershop groups.
Let's talk about that guest quartet, the Newfangled Four, sixth in competition in the world. Am I right on that?
You are correct. Yes. They're young guys.
How did you land them to Willmar, Minnesota?
Well, our chorus started in '59. We've had like 35 plus international champion quartets, the best quartets in the world, come to Willmar to sing on our annual show. And so we always we start at the top and always go after current champions or people that might be up and coming, because you got to book these guys 18 plus months in advance to get them here. So per usual, I started contacting active champion quartets, the top 2 or 3 from last year's competition, and wasn't able to acquire positive from anyone there. So we have talked about the Newfangled Four many times because they've been around a little while, and they entertain like crazy. They're funny, and when they broke the top 10 in international a couple of years ago and started their climb to be, some of the world's greatest a cappella singers, we thought, well, let's go after them. So we did, and they happened to be free on our weekend, and the rest is kind of history.
You had your guys put the screws to it. Look here, see, you're going to sing on our show.
Yes. Yeah, we know a guy. We know a guy out there in Cali that we're going to send to your place. Yeah.
So I've never tried this before. I hope it works to bring up a little video of those guys. It seems like, again, with the, here we go.
Come see inside our mind. These are our insecurities, our deepest insecurities. We live in constant worry and in strife. I mean our insecurities, but we'll show our maturity and bring our insecurities to light. Sometimes we
that right there is technically more that traditional barbershop harmonizing style, but they've done a parody of it, which from the videos I've watched, they do a lot of that.
They do. They've done a lot of parodies, yes, where they will take a musical, a song from a musical or an old barbershop, what they call chestnut, right? And they will put modern lyrics to it that are timely and humorous. And, some of it's a little inside maybe once in a while where it has a lot of barbershop reference to it. And they'll use those in competition quite a bit where the audience is all barbershoppers. And so they'll throw some darts at the old guys and stuff like that. But they do a lot of parodies. And a lot of it is they poke a lot of fun at themselves. And people will, I think, enjoy that. It's comedians that can make fun of themselves, and comedy that makes fun of the person delivering is oftentimes really, really funny, and they're good at it.
So on the commercial that we did for the show, and I shared that, how to make a radio commercial, one of the songs I figured was All Star from Smash Mouth that they did. So they cover the gamut, and of the videos that I've never seen them live, just very entertaining. So there won't be a moment to lose your attention while watching those guys. Somebody just commented here. There we go. Alyssa, what's the difference between barbershop style and a cappella? Like, a cappella is really kind of an umbrella term meaning unaccompanied, right?
Correct. So barbershop is a cappella, but what makes barbershop, Alyssa, is primarily a lot of barbershop 7 chords, but mainly the melody remains in one voice, primarily with 3 voices harmonizing around one voice singing the melody, and that's how it all started. Now that's not as much the case. And that was probably the biggest change, is that the melody is swapped around in the voice parts more often today than it ever used to be. So if you look at the old songs from back in the 30s and the 40s, like Sweet Adeline, for example, it would start out with one guy singing Sweet Adeline, and then the other three guys would go,
Sweet Adeline.
Exactly. And so it was this consistent, simple melody line with three voices harmonizing around it, primarily based on a barbershop 7 chord, always returning to that home base with a barbershop 7. Again, that has broadened immensely.
Choral music in a church, in a school, in a college can be a cappella.
Yes.
That just means just the voice, no accompaniment. So thank you for that question. So here's another, music is good for the soul, Brenda. That's right. You better plan to be at this show, which is on Saturday the 13th. So that's 9 days away.
Right. 9 days away. We're gonna have to start learning our music pretty soon, Tim.
Well, I got to tell a story. So was it last summer when you knew you were going to do the Beatles? And you're like, Tim, you got to come and sing, because I used to up until 20 years ago. And then, with the 4 a.m. risings and Monday night volunteering for restorative justice, I was just like, Todd, I don't know if I can do another thing. You kept pushing. So I think come November, you had already been working on the show. You said again, I got to sing in this show. It's going to be great. Good Beatles songs. And I half jokingly said, okay, if you sing in the Vinci Choir, which I'm directing now, I'll sing in your show. I'm thinking there's no way. And you're like, deal. And every time on a Monday, I think, oh man, I got to do this volunteering thing. And you were at church singing on Sunday. I'm like, okay, I got to go. But I jumped in only 3 months ago. Ready. I'll be ready.
It's a load. It's a load, because it's not easy music. It's hard. It's hard music. So props to you for hopping in and learning as much as you have already.
At least it's Beatles. At least I know the songs generally. It's the harmonizing. They happen to sing tenor with the chorus. And so that bears mentioning again. You've been at this since last summer, all of the guys who are regular chorus members, and the work that goes into learning, not just learning the song, but then making it musical. Why would do that? Well, in hopes that you'll come and see it, enjoy the entertainment, right?
Yeah, it's kind of either like you love it or you hate it, almost kind of a thing. It seems like people say, well, I don't like that style, or guys come and go, oh my God, I can't get enough of this thing, right? But that last commenter about music being good for your soul, I mean, if you ask our members, they'll all say it's like the cheapest therapy that you could have. That Monday night that we get to come together and not be stoic old, responsible adult males. We can get together and let our emotions run free through our music.
Laugh a little bit.
And so it's a pretty cool thing. And what we hope to do is portray that to our audiences. Where we're different from a lot of the other choral groups in the area is we learn our music. We don't hold music. We don't sight read. We learn our music, and we try to entertain as much as we do just plain sing. That's our mission anyway, is to give a full sensory experience to our audiences, besides just listening to music that they could listen to with a curtain pulled in front of a choral group. We want the visual stimulation as well as the auditory stimulation. And then hopefully we'll tell some stories through the songs as well, so you'll be touched emotionally as well. That's our goal.
I tell you, almost especially when I've gone to the shows, it's those especially last chords that lock, and then another part of the barbershop, not to get too deep, is the overtones that are sort of like mystery tones. Nobody's really singing that they ring. Just run shivers down your spine. You're going to hear a lot of that on the 18th. Did you see Alyssa's back? One that was wondering about a cappella wants to know how to get tickets. Each chorus member has them. I said the other day I'd be willing to run them to you if you're in Willmar and Weiser, but otherwise, Todd.
Yeah, you can come see me at American Doorworks.
It's a competition.
American Doorworks on East Highway 12. I have tickets here. There's tickets at Walt's.
You have more responsibilities at work than I do right now. I can go anytime.
On the bottom. Yeah.
Yes. Is that correct? Cashwise, Walt's, course members, online.
Facebook.
Also
on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Which is, wait a minute. Facebook.com/West Central Connection. That's now scrolling, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're $15 in advance, right? You add a couple of bucks at the door, kind of thing.
Yep, $10 for students. If if you got kids in school, they're $10. We get a fair amount of young guys because we do that youth festival every year as well, where that's always the first Saturday in February. We host what we call a Youth in Harmony Festival. We invite young guys from the area high schools within about a 60-mile radius, and we had 8 schools participate this year. About 40 young guys. They come in for a Saturday. We send them out music, learning tracks. They learn a few songs and then spend the day eating pizza and snacks and singing with a clinician. Then we put on a little concert at night for moms, dads. A lot of people from the community really enjoy that free concert as well. That's in February. So we get a lot of those young guys that come to see the show as well. So
I'm pretty sure Liz's son has been experimenting with singing and editing and loves harmony. Lisa, be watching for that next February. See Mark, ticket guy in the chorus. You can also get them from Mark, not to steal Tim and Todd's sales. Okay, it's on. Who can get the most sales out of this? Get it. You know how to reach me. But also, if you say it before, give a lot of love, especially the heart. It seems to gives it more of a boost. Share it with somebody you might enjoy local entertainment and just help us get some traction, get the word out, and fill that WEAC Auditorium, which would be awesome. And Todd, I'll see you Monday night for the next rehearsal. If I don't see you running up and down the street fighting to hawk tickets.
Yeah, say hey, kind of sadly that we're I think one of the best kept performance secrets in the area. And again, my personal invitation to guys, any age man that has a love for singing and loves harmony, man, you got to check out this show first of all, and then come and join us. I mean, we're just a bunch of working guys that love harmony and love singing, and we meet every Monday night too. So check us out. Thanks for having me, Tim. This was cool.
I'm not gonna get into this year's show, although I cut it pretty close. We can learn together.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe next year is going to be even cooler than the Beatles.
Yeah, you stab here. What was her quartet called again? Her Sweet Adele quartet.
Don't put me on the spot now.
But maybe she'll mention it.
Deb, help us out.
Are the women welcome to sing? Oh, well, Deb, start a chorus.
Yeah, we've talked about that. I know we're going to run out of time, but the society has gone genderless. They now, the moniker of the Barbershop Society is Everyone in Harmony. Special delivery, that's quartet. But anyways, so women can join Barbershop, the society. Now, not all choruses are going mixed gender. Our chorus has made the decision, at least at this point, to remain a male chorus. Now, there are women's choruses as well in the Sweet Adelines Society, all women that men can't belong to. but there are some areas where choruses are going multi-gender, where it's a mixed chorus, and there's actually competition now for mixed gender choruses. But the West Central Connection, at this point at least, is a male chorus.
Okay, again, Saturday the 13th, placed purposefully the day after my birthday, which happened to be right around Beatles invasion. I'm just gonna again, tickets from either of us, cash-wise, Walt's, Chorus members, and I'm gonna try this again. I want to get the newfangled 4 up.
What car do you drive? Drive a Civic, drive a Civic, drive a Civic. A car you can't trust. Never mind the car, let's talk about the head. What hinge is that again? Yeah, Stonehenge, it's a Stonehenge car.
So that guest quartet, the newfangled 4. Todd Mattison, thank you. We'll let them take it out here.
Hey! What is the meaning? What is the meaning? Can you tell me what's the meaning of stone?
And there went the internet. Thanks. Come on, big ending. That's pretty hot. See you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Come to the show.
All right. Bye.